3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading number 966. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer and you enjoy my work and would like to support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to stick around and subscribe, welcome, and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. Somebody watching this might feel distracted by some sort of communication, using your voice in a situation, and I saw the number 111 on the timer as well as 122 just now. 111 is about trusting yourself, and 122 is about change starting with you. You could feel called here to make a difference through using your voice or withholding it. It really just depends who's watching this. Because I saw 111, sometimes I interpret that as a sign to trust myself, like as a reader. And I'm really, really feeling that interpretation for the first time, strongly, today, while recording this video, this reading. Give me a minute to think. When I tried to start speaking in the beginning the first time, something caught my throat and it made me cough, and I took a drink of water, all of that stuff. And that makes me think of your throat chakra and how something may be blocking it, something may be voluntarily or involuntarily making you keep quiet, keep to yourself, keep something a secret, or to withhold communication or what you're really thinking and feeling, and maybe even believing, depending on how spiritual it is. This thing that is blocking you from using your voice. Moving into interpreting number 966, number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. I feel like this is about releasing whatever is holding you back from using your voice, or whatever is bothering you about not being able to use your voice right now, or both. I really, really get this strong feeling that an important message for the people watching this video, this reading, is to trust that everything happens for a reason, especially if you're feeling frustrated. Maybe you feel guided to actually withhold your voice. Sometimes it is more strategic and advantageous to withhold information, because I'm a strong believer that knowledge is power. That message about helping the world release what no longer works, whatever you're being called to let go, whether it's something that's blocking you from using your voice or that feeling like you need to use your voice, this is bigger than you, and you're not alone. And the number 6 is about a choice between self-love and self-destruction. And of course, there is encouragement here to choose whatever is about self-love or leads to self-love. It could be important for somebody to take ownership of their choices, no matter how big or small of an effect they have. You have an impact nonetheless, if that's the right way that you use that word. Somebody here might need to learn how to use their voice. I'm kind of feeling like this is like a mixed audience. Like maybe some of you feel called to use your voice and some of you feel called to hold back. Because I'm really not leaning into one or the other unless I pull more cards or, feel more energy that makes me believe that. It feels quite general right now. Adding up these numbers, well, first let me say there are 2 6s. Alongside this feeling of purpose and making a difference, having an impact. So I feel that choosing self-love over self-destruction may give you a sense of purpose and will have an impact on other people. Whether you choose self-love or self-destruction, you can either have a loving impact, even if it's love can show up in different ways. You can either have a loving impact or a hateful one, a destructive one. And I do want to say that just because something is destructive, that doesn't automatically mean that it's bad or wrong. But self-destruction is wrong, in my opinion at least, But adding up these numbers now, 9 plus 6 is 15, and 15 plus 6 is 21. 2 plus 1 is 3, which is very, very fitting, because that number for me is about communication and self-expression. It's also about healing and growing and investing in that healing or something else over a long period of time. This can be confirmation for you to commit to yourself or something or someone outside of yourself. It can also be a sign to heal and to allow yourself to grow and to learn, and whether that comes from using your voice or withholding, that really feels like it's for you to decide. Whether this is about one group of people or 2 groups of people, you know what I mean? I'm going to move on into drawing out one card from these Zoltar Speaks cards that I got from this box here. These are just, what do they call them? They call them fortunes, that's what they are. So you can divinate with just about everything. And I just feel called to use these today. Or at least for this reading here. Let's take this one. Okay, for some reason I want to start off with the lucky numbers. It says the number 14, 12, the number 3. So more confirmation of self-expression, using your voice, healing, growing, and investing. You have the number 43, the number 9, and the number 29. So it's interesting that the lucky numbers, there are numbers from this reading. The only one that's missing is 6. So take that however you will. Okay, so I'm going to read what this says here. It says, recently, you've had to make some judgments as others may be judging you. Actually, it's really, really interesting that we're already talking about choices, because the number 6, for me, is about choices. You might be seeing the number 2 or 222 as well. It can also, I think that one is a more universal interpretation of a sign about choices, but this says, a wise man makes his own decisions, an ignorant man follows the public opinion. I want to say a wise man is strategic, and an ignorant man is arrogant. A mountain is composed of tiny grains of earth. The ocean is made up of tiny drops of water. Even so, life is but an endless series of little details, actions, speeches, and thoughts. And the consequences, whether good or bad, Interesting. Of even the least of them are so far-reaching. The more we judge, the less we love. Patience and thought will show you the right way. This is what the card looks like here. You may notice that this reading is longer than my typical readings, and I'm hoping that it will stay this way because I'm sorting out the storage issue better. I will say that. I saw the number 122 on the timer again because whenever you had that glitchy cut, that was when I stopped recording because I have to do it in pieces because I guess this phone only allows you to record 10 minutes at a time. But the number 122 is confirmation of what the 122 we already saw earlier. It's a reminder in this reading that change starts with you. And I feel like to make a difference or to be the change, given this card, it's more about being less judgmental, less harsh towards yourself. That I believe ultimately leads to being harsher towards other people. Really, really leaning into the idea of self-love here, choosing self-love over self-destruction, choosing to be strategic over arrogant. That could be a really specific and important message for somebody who feels called to withhold their voice. It may be better to be silent and to be strategic than to be loud and arrogant. So that's either confirmation for you or some guidance. And I like how this card also, it kind of reflects what I already feel, that whatever is happening on a micro level is a reflection of whatever is happening on the macro level. So you think about the universe, the earth itself is just a detail. And then you look at a human being, that's another detail of the universe, but of the earth. And then you look at our cells, and then you look at the atoms, Like, funny enough, I still feel that our solar system kind of looks like an atom to me. And I saw the number 321 on the timer, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Whatever is happening on a macro level is a reflection of what's happening on a micro scale for a reason. And I'm feeling that is related to mirroring. And that's a reminder that however you treat yourself is a reflection of how you treat other people and ultimately the kind of opportunities that you attract. Free will could be an important concept as well. Don't blame the universe for a human being's decision. And I actually had this feeling today that the universe is working within the bounds of what it can control just as much as it wants us to do that. It's almost like with some of us, the universe is just trying to reason and to not be demonized for things that it truly can't control. If this is about another person, don't blame the universe. And I saw the number 453, another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. It feels like this reading is really for somebody who could really use some faith right now and some trust, and not only in yourself but just in the universe and what is possible. As this card says, patience and thought will show you the right way. So be patient, let yourself reflect, and think about whatever you need to think about to make the right decision or to choose self-love over self-destruction. I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a couple of cards from the Prism of Visions Tarot. Let's go ahead and take this one since it jumped out at me. We have Temperance in reverse, has the chakra of the solar plexus. I believe this, either the planet with the one that looks like the number 4 here, that's either Saturn or Jupiter, I'm not sure, but it does have the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. And the next card is the Empress in reverse with the heart chakra, the sacral chakra, the planet of Venus. The Empress in reverse also has the number 3 on it. So confirmation for however you feel called to use your voice. We'll just keep it at that. Whether you want to use it or not, however you feel called to use your voice, you may be able to trust yourself more than you're afraid of. And the Empress and the Temperance card here, these are not little cards. These are major arcana cards. It feels like whoever is watching this, you are going through something powerful. The Temperance card is signifying that there is some sort of extreme, and with the Empress in reverse, I feel like that extreme is being hard on yourself, beating yourself up, really powerful, negative self-talk. That might be a really important thing that could be helpful for you to work on. Instead of saying to yourself, I can't, say I can. Instead of saying this can't happen, say this can happen. Instead of saying it can't be me, it can be you. Who makes a difference? Maybe you could benefit from looking at the brighter side of things, or the more positive possibilities, possible outcomes. I saw 654. Whoever's spirit guides are present right now, they really, really want you to just trust that everything is happening for a reason. And if you're feeling frustrated in some way, I feel like it's really important for you to find a healthy way to express that frustration. Not only a healthy way, but also a safe way, depending on how you feel called to use your voice.